Hey guys, welcome back to Dragons and Armwrestling. I know it's been a while since we've done a video. I promise we're going to start pushing more stuff out. Plan to do a bunch of workout videos. I know a lot of you guys like to watch my workout content, see what type of workouts I do. And then I'd also like to do a breakdown of my match with Hellboy, what was going through my mind, game plans, etc. But we've got a lot to discuss, and the match with Hellboy was at Knuckles Up, and after this video, probably won't be invited back. I'm going to keep it as professional as possible. I'm not going to say anything that's not true. I'm not going to say any speculation. I'm just going to lay down the facts, and you guys can make your own opinions from there. So let's start from the beginning. The Knuckles Up guys, they messaged me about a match with Hellboy. Said, okay, I'm interested. They said that they're going to pay for my flight, my hotel, and $250 if I won. I understand I haven't been on the big stage yet, so I was like, whatever. That's good with me. I mean, I haven't gone to any events where they've paid for everything yet, so that's fine with me. I know some of the other athletes, like, they had been promised over $3,000, which is awesome. I understand they're bigger names, so they're going to get more pay. Whatever, I understand that. So fast forward just a little bit of time. They pay for my flight. I get on the flight. We get to the hotel. I go to check in, and then after they said they were going to pay for my hotel, I get there and they're like, okay, it's going to be $546.75. If y'all want to see the screenshot, I'll post it as well of how much the hotel costs up there. I'm like, what the heck? So I talk to the Knuckles Up guys, and they both say, or one of them says, don't worry, we're going to reimburse you for it. And I'm thinking, okay, that's fine, whatever. They're a big organization. They're trustworthy. I'm not too worried about it. Even though I didn't have the $546 to really spend, still popped up my credit card, pay for the room, whatever. $546.75 out of my bank account. Win the event. So now we're $546 plus the $250. Plus they had promised that every sale used with my name, I get a percentage of. So I promote their event, win the event. So now we're up to $800 plus whatever I sold. I have no idea how many I sold. It could have been 1, it could have been 100, I don't know. So I think it was 10% off every sale used with my code. I get 10% back or something like that. So I know of around $800 that I am owed. So a week goes by, nothing mentioned about pay. 2 weeks, nothing mentioned about pay. 3 weeks go by, nothing mentioned about pay. At this point, I'm like, okay, I got bills to pay. So I messaged the group chat with everyone that's in it, all the athletes, all the Knuckles Up guys. And I'm like, hey, what's the deal with pay? I got bills to pay. Instead of responding in the group chat, they decide to respond in a personal DM, even though I messaged them in the group chat. They say that because of the hackers, which I understand, because of the hackers, they're having trouble paying the athletes. Okay. My problem lies with it being a month, and they have still not communicated publicly with any of the athletes that that's the issue, and here's what's going on. So here it is. Another week goes by before somebody else mentions in the group chat, what's the deal with pay? Another week goes by, and they finally respond. So we're at about 5-ish weeks now, 4.5, 5 weeks now, and nobody's been fully reimbursed and paid what they were supposed to be paid. They finally respond. They say basically the same thing that they said in my DMs, that because of the hackers, they're having issues to pay, but they'll get you paid eventually, yada yada. So then, Arnold Classic. Right as I'm getting on the plane to go to the Arnold's, they send me $500. I assumed to keep me quiet because I knew that I was going to be going to the Arnold's because I went with Scarlett, and Scarlett's competing in the Arnold's. So I assume they sent me that $500, especially since I was one of the first ones to say anything about the pay issue, and we're going up there. So I didn't say anything at the Arnold's about the issue. A couple days later, here it is, Tuesday, Nick Stone finally decides to come out public about the issue. After Nick decides to come out public about the issue, more athletes say, hey, we want money, we want to be paid. And instead of answering these athletes, they decide to remove, as far as I know, every single one of us from the group chat. I've got a screenshot of about 20-something athletes that I got to see be removed before they removed me. I don't know if anybody's still left in the group chat, but I can post those screenshots as well. So just pause the video to check them out. And to me, that's just kind of shady that Nick came out public with the issue, and then they decided to remove us all. I think that more transparency was needed. They should have been transparent from the moment everything went down. And for promotions in the future, if you make promises to athletes, you need to have that money already put aside. If you promise 20,000 in prizes, you need to have that money already set aside before the event even happens, before you ever even make those promises, because nothing's guaranteed in life. Like, you might have 20,000 in prizes promised, but then you only made 5,000 from the event. You're out $15,000. But if you already made those promises, you still have to pay out. And that's the issue with the Great American Bash, which I'm still missing $800 from, and some of the other athletes are missing over $2,000 from, is they made all these awesome prizes, so $1,200 for first, and I think it went $600 and then so on, but yet they didn't have the money on hand to pay all these athletes. And then you end up in a situation where all these athletes are out a crap ton of money and nobody to pay them, even though the promises were made. And then the same situation with Knuckles Up. They made these promises assuming that they were going to make all this money from the pay-per-view. They had hacking issues. They didn't make as much money as they wanted. And now all the athletes are missing money. And as far as I'm aware, nobody's been paid in full. If you are an athlete that has been paid in full, comment down below. Or if you're an athlete that has not been paid in full, comment down below. But as far as I'm aware, no one's been paid in full. I know some of the athletes are out over $3,000 and owed over $3,000 currently. I'm currently only owed around $300 plus whatever I sold on the pay-per-view. But I just think the whole reason I'm doing this video isn't to try to out them as a horrible production, because they were amazing. Like, they gave us awesome stuff. I mean, heck, I've got their jacket right here. It's probably my favorite jacket. Their Knuckles Up jacket they gave us. It's probably my favorite jacket. They gave us jerseys, they gave us bags, they gave us all types of cool stuff, handles. The sponsors gave us all types of awesome stuff. The production was awesome. It was really, really cool to feel like a genuine professional athlete and not just a hobbyist. And so, like, sign autographs, like, it was awesome. We had fans come up to us, talk to us. The whole thing was awesome. But I genuinely feel like if we don't hold these big productions accountable, then it's only going to keep getting worse. And so we have to be able to hold these guys accountable, even though the repercussion for me is I probably won't ever be invited back to Knuckles Up. And I mean, I'm okay with that because I want to see all of the athletes be paid. I don't want this to continue getting worse and worse down the line. It's just not fair for any newcomer like myself that's trying to make a name for themselves in the sport, and then they get screwed over and they're like, what the heck? Well, if this video's out there, I can be like, okay, I warned you guys, you had a fair warning. If Knuckles Up does come forward and pays all the athletes and makes a formal apology, and they promise it won't happen in the future, and they sign contracts to guarantee that the athletes will be paid within X amount of time, and 6 months is insane. So I'd say you need to have the athletes paid, honestly, within the first couple of days. I mean, worst case scenario, a month. But I heard from some athletes that for Knuckles Up forward, they didn't get paid for 4 months, which is just absolutely insane. So I absolutely believe we need to hold these promoters accountable, no matter the consequences for us, because otherwise it's just going to keep making the sport look worse and worse and worse. And the sport of arm wrestling is already small enough as it is, so we don't need anything to make it look worse. But if they have something that they can say to make this all better, then I absolutely hope they say it. They were, like I said, they were awesome. Everything they did was awesome, but you have to make good with the promises that you made. Like, you have to keep your promises, and right now they're not doing that. But if they have something they can say, comment down below. Obviously, I mean, I'm not trying to hate on anybody. I love what y'all did. I'm just trying to get transparency for all the athletes, all the fans that are watching this, and hopefully this isn't an issue in the future. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, we're going to start putting out more content besides just the Knuckles Up pay scandal. But comment what you'd like to see in the future, and I'll see you on the next one.